good evening, and welcome to another episode of The Unexpected Detour, where in life we say what? Detours are inevitable. Tonight I have with me Selena Cherry. Selena and I we met
Hello.
at church. Now I'm gonna tell you, Selena used to always be outside, always smiling, and she would just give me these hugs. Me not knowing it was a ministry, I thought she was just out there giving hugs. So I readily accepted the hug and I just started to love her because I was like, oh, this is the best hug ever. But Selena and I, we have grown to have a relationship. We did an MLM together, but that's neither here nor there. She is a mom, she's a grandma, she works a full-time job, and she makes homemade candles. When I tell you these candles are homemade, you will never be able to replicate what she does. So without any further
Thank
ado, we're going to
you.
give Selena the floor so she could tell us all about her and how she came up with this candle idea. Selena, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Miss Francis. Thank you so much for having me. I want to make sure I'm not yelling. I thank you so much for having me today. It is very humbling for you to pick me because there's a lot of crafty people who are talented. But for me, so I had another business before this one, but it wasn't mine. So I wanted something that was totally mine. But the difference is I wanted, I said to myself, what can you do to bring happiness and joy to someone else? So it was during COVID, we all home.
Yeah.
And I love candles. I love for my house. Candles and flowers are my favorite. And unfortunately, I suffer from migraines. So I would sometimes light candles and I would get a really bad migraine. And I, like the third or fourth time, I said, I have to find out why. What is really going on? So I started on a journey of research first. I was like, okay, so what does it take to make a candle? What different products are there to make candles with? And how do you go about it? I would like to say that I thought that it was going to be quick and easy. It absolutely is not. So I started with soy, and soy is a natural product. And let me just say, I wanted my candles to be as natural as possible because I didn't know if it was the fragrance oil or the wax that gave me the migraines or exasperated my migraine. So I was like, let me try soy. Soy is good, but soy is very unpredictable. And it's a hit or miss. But I still loved it, so I use it for my wax melts. So I make wax melts, and we'll talk about that because a lot of people don't know what wax melt is, and it's so funny that I always
I'll
explain
tell
it
you
to them.
something. You gave me some, and I was like, what are these things? Mhm.
Yes, yes. So a lot of people, it's like sometimes because I do appear at a flea market every first Sunday. And sometimes people are like, what is this? Is this lotion? Is this soap? And I'm like, no, it's wax melts. So I use soy for that because even though I need it to be as hard as possible and to absorb more fragrance oil. So I started with soy, but I didn't finish with it. So my candles are actually made with coconut and beeswax. And they are two natural products and they work wonders. It gives off a beautiful hot glow, which means you can open up the top of the candle and you can still smell it without even having to light it. I love that
No,
that
it.
part. I love that part. And then when you do burn it, it's a cleaner, a more longer, softer burn. If you know how to trim your wicks and how you take care of it. So after like maybe a year and a lot of money. So amen that we was home because I wasn't spending money on anything else. And
Exactly.
once I got into it, I was very intrigued on the testing phase. So you have to blend it, but you some waxes you could put 12%, some waxes is 9%. Or you can go up to 12, but that does not mean it's going to smell any better. Sometimes 8% smells amazing. So after testing and testing and testing, my first one was honeysuckle jasmine.
And you know,
That
that's what
was
I love. Oh my gosh.
that was my very first candle that was actually a bestseller. I made it in wax melts, I made it in candles, and then I said, you know what? Some people don't like candles, some people don't like wax melts. Some people was like, do you have room sprays? So let me say I started off with two different bases. One base was 5 ingredients and it was natural. However, it left the oily residue. And you know, New Yorkers, they have no problem telling you this doesn't work for me. And I
Yes.
was like, and so I explained to them, I asked them, I said, well, what's the matter? They was like, oh, it smelled beautiful and it lasted long. However, my wood floors was oily. So I said, okay, I have to go back to the drawing board. So what I do is I make a room spray that's a water base. And that will you is safe for your clothes, your sheets, your comforters, your floors, your wood floors will not feel oily and they will not mess them up. And New Yorkers love that. And um people have come back. So if I can say it, I'm at the Grand Bazaar, which is at 77 and Columbus Avenue. It's been there for 35 years. I love it when people come back. I was like, oh, I had your room spray or I bought it for such and such, but I need my own. It lasted 2 or 3 days. Um, that is very humbling, especially when they come back and they're like, oh yeah, you're here. I need such and such, or I need this. So
So
it's
you're there
really
every first Sunday then, huh?
every first Sunday of the year, except for June, July, and August, because it's too hot
Okay.
for candles. Because candle season is actually from September all the way up to about Mayish, Mother's Day-ish.
Oh, okay.
Because in the summertime, we're outside. We're not really inside
Right.
burning candles. I mean, we probably will do it when we're cleaning and the windows are open and you got that
Right.
favorite sit and you're like, you know what? I just want it to resonate through the house.
Well, I don't have to even open mine. I just sit there and I'm like, this stuff is like, I could be sleeping. There's one by the bed, and I'm like, this candle is delicious. I'm telling you, it's in the bathroom. I told my son, don't burn it.
Oh,
Keep burning those candles. Because that's the jasmine one, and that's what
oh
it,
yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was Jasmine has actually been knocked down a couple of notches. I have another one that has a scent of bamboo and coconut and it's called Mental Health Day. And
Oh,
that
okay.
that is amazing. So usually what I try to do when I speak to people when they're like, "Oh, I want a candle." What candle? I said, "Well, what do you want the candle to do for you?" When you walk in your house, do you want it to knock you over your head, or do you want to suddenly smell, oh my God, that's amazing? Do you want it to calm you after you come back from the gym? Because I have a sage and lavender one for that. Or do you just want, before you go to bed, do you want to decompress? I have a bedtime one for that.
So
So
you
they're like,
really
oh,
make them according to emotions too.
yes. Yes, emotions and memories. Because, like for
Oh,
honeysuckle jasmine, it reminds me of being down south in the summertime playing with my cousins, and we're just having a
oh,
good time, and it's just like, yes.
because the
But yes,
laundry one smells like laundry.
yes, it does. It's amazing how some people's like, oh my God, this smells just like laundry. I'm like, yeah, it does. You know, there's some I have to say that I buy straight from the candle business, you know, their scents. And then I mix my own.
Oh, okay.
I mix my own to, and that's another whole different research because bedtime is actually a mixture of lavender, driftwood, and sea minerals. Now, see,
Oh,
I might like it and I might think it's wonderful and it calms me down, but not until I actually get it into the market do I
hmm.
think or do I see if people really love it. And actually,
What
it's been
about
doing
that? The fragrance is called patchouli. What is that for?
patchouli is a different type of scent I have to
I
me.
like that.
Yes, but I think sandalwood and patchouli are very close together. I have
Okay.
not worked with patchouli, although I did get a sample. So I'm
Okay.
hoping because people have asked me for that, and I'm just like, I've never smelled that. I try my best to um have things that's different that a lot of people don't have. But
Okay.
if people say, hey, if enough people say, hey, I need patchouli or vanilla, then I'll
Right.
say, okay, let me, because I don't want what everyone else has. I want
Well,
you to
now
be
that the
able to,
company is out of business, you'll be the only one having patchouli because you know where they used to sell that? At
yeah,
Pier 1.
really?
Yep. And
Year one went out of business?
Pier 1 is gone, and that's where I got this patchouli
Oh
from.
no, I have to. Well, then you
Candle.
know what? I'm
But when
gonna
you
have to make
say
one for you.
candles, it doesn't smell like your candles.
Yeah, and not I'm not knocking any big box place, but there is a difference between my hand pouring 5 candles compared to a big box company pouring 1,000 at a time.
Yeah,
It's just like cooking. You can cook for the masses, but when you cook for one person, that love that you cook for that one person, that one is there. So there
right,
is a really big difference between hand grown, hand poured, and factory. And
right,
a lot of people don't really understand that because they're like, oh, I can get it from here. And you absolutely can. And I'm not telling you not to. But what I'm telling you is you might not get this fragrance poured with much more care
right.
in a big box place.
Yeah, because the patchouli candle, I've never burned it because it
No.
just smells just good, just like it is. So it's there. And
Yeah.
I never even knew until I purchased from you about cutting the wick.
Yeah. So a lot of people, which is another thing
I
which I
just
love. I
keep
love
burning it, and you never get the smell again. But when you said
so
wick,
yes. I did not know that either. I'm not going to tell you that I did. I did not know that until I started researching it. And I was just like, why? But it's like clearing your lungs. It's clearing the lungs because once you burn it, it goes like a little mushroom over. So you
right,
just the the next time you go to burn it, you just clip it, and then you don't get that black soot around the top of the jar.
okay. So
Yeah,
that's
so that's why.
because you put some good instructions in there, I tell you that.
Well, thank
Very,
you for reading them because some people don't read
I
them.
read them, and I was like, oh, so this is how you make the candle stay longer. You cut that wick because,
Yes, you clear them lungs.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
see, and
love it. Yeah,
also with that, it helps it burn longer because it's not clogging up. So if you clip it, it will last longer.
right. Because your candles you have on there, how long they burn.
Yes.
Yeah, and then as soon as they start getting low, I'm like, all right, let me stop. Yeah, because when I gave them to everybody that I gave them to, they loved them.
Oh,
They
that's
wouldn't
wonderful.
get any more. I said, no, but you can get some.
Yeah, my
I
website is
gave
right
you a
there.
gift. I gave you a sample. It was a gift. So now you have to get it yourself.
Mm, yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm not going to keep doing that. I'm buying for me. And that's it.
So a
So,
couple of years ago, my boss at my job, um, he bought a candle for 25 of the executives.
oh, okay.
And I was just like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, I want to promote your business. He said, and I want them to know. He said, like you said, I'm gonna start them off. And what he did not know he started was everybody in their offices burning candles. And it's like so funny because everybody's like, oh my God, that smell. What is that? What is that? Selena, what is that? And I'm like, okay, well, it's
Oh,
this
so
scent or
now
it's that scent.
you have a business there because everybody
Yes.
is ordering the candles from you.
Yeah. And this, and what I love is like, I am grateful that people who don't like candles was like, all right, I'll take the wax melts. Can we do the wax melts? And I'm like, absolutely. Because with wax melts, they are, okay, so a lot of people don't know what wax melts is, so I'm going to explain it to you. It is safer if you have a child or if you have pets, not because of their lungs, but because of capacity to knock them over. So when you get a wax melt warmer, you put a tea light in it in the back. And so wait, I have one. Uh, so this is a sample of a wax melt. This one
Okay.
is a sample of a wax melt. Now this one is a really large one. So what you would do here is cut this in a quarter and you will
Okay.
put it in the warmer. So once the tea light goes out, this dries up. So let's say you have You're burning it, you're washing clothes, you're cooking, you're having a really good time, and you're like, oh wait, I have to run to the store. And you run to the store, but you forgot that you left this on. Once it
Mhm.
dries up, once the tea light goes off and this dries up, let's say your cat knocks it over, it's not going to burn anything because it's dry.
Oh,
So it completely dries. And the good thing about this is, let's say a week later, you like, oh, you know what? I want to smell that again. Let me burn it. You just put another tea light in and you leave this same one in. This will, you keep relighting until there's no more scent. So that's
oh,
the difference between a candle and a tea light. A tea light, a wax melt, once that tea light goes out and it dries up, you don't even have to worry about it. And then let's say, okay, you know what? There's no more fragrance. You take a little cotton ball, you put it in the wax, and it'll dry it all up, and then you just go to the next one.
oh, interesting. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I was like, what is this Selena you gave me?
I
Remember?
gave some to my coworkers too, and they didn't know what it was even. So I started them off, and then that was
But
it.
I remember Victor, he had put up there, I buy my tea lights from her. I was
Yes,
like, yeah,
he came to my very first event in
uh-huh.
Brooklyn, and he bought honeysuckle jasmine wax melts, and he fell in love with them. And I was very grateful that he posted on social media that he really did like them.
Yeah, I do too, that honeysuckle jasmine, but now I'm gonna have to move on to something else.
I have so
Because,
many,
yeah, because I told somebody how nicely they're wrapped and packaged, and
and
I'm,
I'm rebranding. So I do have them in clear. So this is mental health day. So you see how this jar is clear?
uh-huh.
I have this one, but I'm moving over to larger burgundy ones,
Oh,
and I
okay.
have them in black. So here's your honeysuckle jasmine. And so
Oh,
I went to a black, and that was because a lot of people they like the glass jars, but they also wanted it to go with their
their
decorative.
decor.
Yes, so they asked
Oh,
for black, and I was like, sure, I could do that. That's I still had to research it and test it. And testing is it takes about a month or two. But I was like, absolutely. So
oh, to
yeah,
see how they burn in the black jar, huh?
yeah, because we can't assume that the same wick that I use in the clear jar I can use in the black jar. And a lot of times it's not. The wick actually is conforms to the fragrance oil and the
Okay,
wax. Now some fragrance oils are very light and you have to put a little bit extra. And then some of them are heavy and you have to go like a notch down.
right.
But in
I
order for
never
me to
bought
know
the
that
spray, so I'm gonna have to invest in sprays now.
your
Just
sprays are wonderful, they are very popular in the Grand Bazaar. So the Grand Bazaar is a flea market that's been there for over 30 years, but it has a
okay.
lot of visitors from out of the country,
Hmm.
and they love it. I need this. I'm gonna take it back home with me, or especially it's funny around college time, a lot of moms buy it for their sons' rooms and their
Mm,
sneakers, and
I
I'm like, I
wonder
was laughing,
why.
and I was like, absolutely, absolutely. I have so many different ones depending on what scent. And what's shocking? Men love candles too.
Really?
Yes, you would
First
be
one I saw
surprised.
that light candles was Victor. That was it.
I when I went to my very first one, Victor came and then a guy came. He was like, "Oh, do you have this? You have this?" And I was like looking at him like, you like candles? He was like, absolutely. Yeah, we like candles. And I was like, oh wow. So as I started going, more men. So I have like three or four scents geared towards men, but
Right.
women like them too. But yes,
Oh,
men,
okay.
my son, oh, I have to do a good inventory because he loves peach. He loves the peach one. He loves the mental health day. I just started a new one with sage and lemon. He likes that one. So I have to always be like, if he comes to my house and I'm not here, I'm like, tell me what you took so I can make sure the
Oh,
inventory.
so you could inventory your stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because
Oh,
if one time he came and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take some peach candles." I said, "You can't because I just got an order," which was funny. I had just got an order that day for five. And he was like, "Oh, but there's four here." I said, "No." He said, "There's six here." I said, "Okay, you can take one, but you got to leave the
right.
other five because he was going to take a couple. He says when he cleans his house and he gets, into that mood, he loves mental health day. In the summertime, it's the peach for me. He loves.
Oh, so the mental health day must really be calming and cooling.
That is my bestseller besides honeysuckle jasmine. It's very so mental health day is bamboo and coconut. Those are the scents that go in that. And I was having a rough day. You know how you're on the train, well you don't know, but for us New Yorkers who are on the train for
I
two
know the train
hours,
now, trust me.
and
The
you're only
strange
supposed to
folks that
be
ride the train,
yes, it's like I was on the train for like an
homeless
hour and
people that's on
45
the
minutes.
train.
That we know I'm going to say nice things. They
Yeah, we're gonna
need
say it nicely, but it be
it,
very aromatic.
every morning there is some, and I'm just like, okay. So I had a hour and 45 minute ride home that was supposed to be an hour, and I was just like, God, I'm taking a mental health day tomorrow. I'm just gonna take a mental health day tomorrow because I can't do it. Like this, my mental state. It's not working. It's getting to work.
Right, right.
So, so I came in and I was testing that, and I the mental health day. That's it, and I burned it, and I was like. I was so calm. I was like, yes. And that's why I said, you know what? You're going to be a mental health day. And people love it. I have a young lady that I go to the Grand Bazaar every time, because it's every first Sunday. Every time she sees me, she was like, I need my mental health day wax melts. She was like, how many do you have? You have four, you have five. She says she has to burn it every day. It gives her that much of a calming scent. And I'm like,
Really
wow, yes. Mm-hmm. And she
gotta
carries
try
the room
that one.
spray. She carries a room spray in her pocketbook. I'm like, I love you. You're so
I
crazy.
gotta try that one, the mental health. So when
Yeah,
I
it's
come
really
in at
good.
night and I want to go, well, you know me, I ain't gonna burn it. I'm gonna just sit there and smell it
And
and
you will
put,
smell it. You will.
yeah,
It will be good.
if I put it right by the side of my bed, like the other candle, and I roll over, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's really a calming thing. And I
Yeah.
want to burn that candle, but I said not until I replace some.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I did the laundry one. That smelled good. It smelled like laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one, but I put it back in the bag, all nice, and I left it right there. I told you I won't burn the candles until I replenish them.
Yeah, that's a lot of people they feel the same way. And this it's funny because I test so I work, like you said, I'm a full-time worker. So I test my sense at work. And the
On
first time I
people,
started, it
right?
wasn't, yeah, it wasn't, it's because I'm not home enough. So if
Right,
I'm at work 8 hours, I want to know how long it burns. It's power. I do power burns. I just want to see which wick because I don't know. So when I start off with the lowest one that it could be for that jar. And so
right.
I'm at work, I can tell if it's going to tunnel or if it's going to burn properly. So my coworkers is like, "Oh, what's that? Is that a new one?" I'm like, "Yes, but please just let me burn it and let me see where it's at." And I tell them it's not because I want y'all to bother them. It's because I'm here more than I'm home. The time I get home, I have to cook, I have to take a shower, and if I have to make candles for an event or someone, then I'm it's not that much time to actually burn it. See, I have an
Okay.
open concept home, so it has to be sometimes in a confined space. So I'm like, I'm burning it here because I spend here more time here than I do at home. That's
Right.
why.
I know you make them in your house, so that's that. I'm
Yes.
sure that's a lot of work.
In my one little bedroom, my one bedroom.
Really?
I have a one bedroom and it is taking over. But amen, I just made it decorative. So I got bookshelves and I put the candles in the bookshelves and wherever I can put stuff under the table and everything is good. So,
So
um,
most of these candles, they're already made.
yes,
Oh,
unless you want a specific
yeah.
scent.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that when you do specialty ones for people when like me, when I said I wanted one
Hmm.
with for my business, but we have to sit together and figure out what kind of scent I want.
Right. So, usually I sit down with the person and I'll ask them, what are you looking for your candle to do? What scents do you like? What scents do you think coexist with your brand? And then what I'll do is I'll get the scents or I'll mix them myself, or if I feel as though a candle company already has it, I'll buy it and I'll make them for you. And then I'll send them to you and I'll tell you how long to burn them and what do you think and if you like it or not. And then that's how it would go. I had my boss who she got married last year. She's about to come on her first year anniversary, and she wanted wax melts on the table. So I said, absolutely, no problem. So I made the wax melts, and she wanted lavender. Now people don't understand there's lilac, there's lavender driftwood, there's different scents that you can mix with it. So once I mixed one or two
Right.
for her, I showed it. I let her say she was like, that was perfect. I had another my ex-boss who got married in DR last year, and she wanted room sprays because she wanted something a little more sensual.
Right.
Okay, I have one that I think you might like. And I gave her a choice because she wanted something for men and she wanted something for women. So I gave her some samples for men and some samples for women, and she picked out one and one. And she got, I think she ordered 150.
Wow. So now
150.
once you make these scents, they're not replicated again for anybody else except
No,
for that
yeah.
person.
Mm-hmm.
That's their
Yeah.
scent and their scent only.
Yeah. So if let's say they say, okay, this is what I want, we sign a contract
Hmm.
and this is yours. And then if you want it again, because I know what it is, I'll just keep making it as much as you want. It really all
Oh,
depends on what you want the candle to do.
okay. So you this is a business. You signing a contract for this.
Yes. Yes.
So and nobody could say, "Oh, I want the unexpected detour." They would have to come to me to get
Yes.
that. Oh, I
Yes.
like that, Selena. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is you know you got me right here.
It's for you. This is your brand. No one can come and say, hey, and that's why I like honestly mixing my own scents. Because no
Right.
one can come and say, hey, yes, it is business and it's a branding thing, but also it just gives me so much pleasure to try to come up with a scent that you're gonna like.
Okay. So
Hmm.
that's why the person sits down with you and smells those different scents. So
Yes.
it's like going to get a wedding dress and all of those custom made things. You're sitting with that person, sign that contract, and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
Because some people you could want it for cleansing. So I'm
right.
gonna put a piece of sage in there. I'm gonna maybe do some sage. Or you just want it to smell good. You want something different. And I'm like, okay, what do you want it to bring memory? Do you want someone to feel joyous? Then I would do some research on that.
See, I think for me, because of the name of my brand,
Hmm.
I think I would want it to be a common sense, you know.
Okay.
Something to calm you and just relax you, you know. Oh, we got
Hmm.
to talk. Oh, you got a partner here. Definitely got to talk. So now,
Okay.
if they want to reach you, how can they get in contact with you? Because
So my
I didn't put anything there, but you tell them, and then you send me the information, and when I finish, I'll
okay,
listen. Tell them
absolutely.
the name of the
So
company, because you know I never said the name of the company because I wanted you to tell them.
So the name of my company is Bambery Street Creations. And that name came because I grew up in Philadelphia with my godparents. I wasn't raised in New York. I was here for 5 years and then I went with my godparents. So
Oh,
this is the street.
oh, sure. Oh, you
So
lived in
this,
from Philadelphia?
I went to an all-girl Catholic high school, Hollyhan High School. Yay. They just recently closed. I'm upset. But so
Oh,
this is the street that I grew up in. And the colors
okay.
of my business is white, black, and burgundy, and that was the color of the house.
Oh, the house that you lived in.
Yes, first it was
That's
red
where you
brick.
got that burgundy and that white. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
It best years of our life was spent in Philadelphia.
In
Best friends. I still got my
Philadelphia?
friends. Yes, I love Philly. Love Philly. I go
Never
there
think
once in a
about
while.
moving back there?
It is. I have, but not where I was. It's totally different
Oh,
than where I was.
everything is
I
different
go
from
past
where we
there a
grew
lot.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So
do go back there.
I
You
have
do.
best friends who still live
Oh,
there.
oh, you sell them your candles too?
Yes, actually, yep. I sure did. As soon as they found out that I had a business, they ordered. So which
Okay.
was very, very humbling. So yeah. So my Instagram and my Facebook is exactly my name, Bambery Street Creations. And that's if you can't really read it, Bambrey Street Creations. And that's Instagram. I want you to find me on Instagram and Facebook. It's the same name. For my candles, if you want to order, it is www.bamberystreetcreations.com. And if you want to order, you can use the word welcome. It's a code that you can use, welcome, and it will give you 15% off your order.
Is that the first order?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm already a customer.
But we can speak on something different,
Because
like free shipping.
I logged in there today and I was like, I'm
Mhm.
already a customer because I have stuff in the shopping cart.
So we can
I,
talk about free shipping.
oh yeah, because I know you do ship, but okay,
Yes.
so suppose they are like overseas, would you ship to them?
I have not shipped overseas. The furthest I've shipped was California.
Okay, so right now you just ship within the United States.
Yes.
And you should be able to ship to Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands
Yes.
because they're part of the, okay,
Yes.
because
Yes.
they're
I
part
just
of the
recently.
United.
Yeah.
I used to live in St. Croix, so
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah.
That's my next cruise. That's my next
The
cruise.
next cruise, St. Croix. Oh,
Yes.
you go to St. John. St. John is a island. It's a national park.
Okay.
Yeah, you would like it. You would like it. Oh,
Yeah.
if you like the islands.
Yes, I went to Puerto Rico, DR, and Grand Turks. Grand Turks was beautiful,
Really?
but Puerto Rico was hot. It was
Yeah,
90
I've been there
degrees.
several times, so I could skip Puerto Rico, but
Mhm.
Grand Turks, I would like to see what that looked like.
It was pretty.
Oh, okay. Well, I am so happy that you came on here because also in honor of Black History Month, I had to give you your kudos, honey.
Thank you.
Those
I appreciate
candles
that.
are very aromatic and I'm telling you, if I had one right here, I would show them. But I don't burn them because everybody is
Hmm.
like, why you don't burn the candles? I said, just open it and you'll see why I don't burn it. And they opened it and it was like, I understand. Because they smell so good. I mean, it's like you could smell it right through the jar. You never ever have to open up that lid. You just
Hmm.
put your head there and everybody in my neighborhood that I gave it to, they burned theirs. Everybody at work, they burned theirs. They're like, how can I get some more? So now they can look at this podcast and this YouTube, and they can order from you, and they can get some more. And I know you have a email address too.
Yeah, so that is
I
what is
got the
it?
business card
Oh,
downstairs.
it's www dot no, it's Bamberry Street Candles at gmail.com.
Right. And I know
Yeah.
you have a website, so I will make sure I list everything. And I'm
Thank
glad to
you.
explain to them that it's by emotions,
Yes.
these
What do you
candles.
want your candle to do? Do you want it to calm you down? Do you want it to transform you to a time when you were so happy that it's like, yes, do you want after you also want maybe to just be still,
Right,
just be still, open up your mind to creativity. We have a lot of different scents that will definitely help you for where you want. Listen, right now I'm about to pour 10 different candle samples for spring and summer. Just
oh,
so
okay.
yes, so
So
I
these
could
are
be
new
ready.
scents, right?
Yes.
Oh, these are new. So
These are
this
new
is
scents because
something I've never smelt before. Okay. Oh,
no, these are brand new that I have gotten from two different companies. And I took the best of the best, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pour them so that when spring and summer comes, because just like clothing, just like furniture, you have to be ready before the season even gets in.
right, right. So that means March. What is that day? March, the first Sunday in March, you'll be at that. Where is it again?
It is the Grand Bazaar. It is at 100 West 77th Street, which is 77th and Columbus Avenue. It's there
Oh,
every Sunday from 10 to 6.
What is it, like a flea market or something?
It's a flea market with some entails, but there are people who make handmade stuff. I'm always inside. So it's a
Okay.
school. Let me first say it's a
Okay.
school, and the whole parking lot they have vendors. But for me,
Oh.
because the weather is so unpredictable, I'm always inside.
Oh, okay.
They
I
have
never
vintage,
knew that.
they have different priorities. So like last Sunday was pop-up Sunday. They have homemade, they have vintage Sundays. It's a theme for
Oh.
every different
Oh,
Sunday.
so every Sunday is something different. Yours is just the first Sunday.
Yes, because I vended with them all last year. So what they wanted to do this year for some of the better ones or the ones that they really liked or consistent ones, they wanted to make sure that they gave them one date so they could tell all of their patrons, hey, every first Sunday I'm at the Grand Bazaar.
Oh, okay. I gotta come down there on that Sunday because I'm off that Sunday.
I'm here. I'll be there.
I
I
gotta
think
come
I'm
down
also
there.
there the 11th for Recyclable Sunday, and I have a special jar. Like once you burn that jar and you clean it up real good, you can use it as a teacup. It looks
Really?
it looks nothing like these. Nothing like these.
No?
Mm-mm, they're so pretty. They're really, really pretty.
And then you could use it as a teacup?
And because it was recyclable Sunday, I said, you know what? This is the best time to pull these out. Yes.
Oh, wow. And that's
Yep.
when's Recyclable Sunday?
I believe it's March the 11th.
Hmm. I think I got work that weekend, so I can't come. No. Mm-mm. But the
But yeah,
first
that
I can come.
I'll
I
be
want to
there.
come. Yeah. Just so I could actually smell the stuff in person.
Yes.
Because I probably walk away with a whole lot, but I just want to smell it and just show everybody and because they
And
smell
you can see
so
all the
good.
new scents too. I have a lot of new scents that I've made since last
I
year.
looked on the website and I was like, these are all new. I said, Selena has been very, very busy behind the scenes. I said she
Yes.
was doing like Pastor Mike said, you create in the dark. Remember Pastor Mike
Yes.
always
Yes.
create
And
in the dark.
yes. And it's been a very creative, beautiful year that I've had, and I'm very happy about it. I'm very humbled about the gift that God has given me, and I have been able to really bring it to fruition.
I'm happy for you. I mean, I'm glad to be one of those first patrons too.
Yes, you was.
Yeah, because I said that was 2021. As I looked, I said, wow, I bought those candles back then, and I'm still holding on to some of them. That's a shame, eh? I will not
You
burn
gotta burn
the
them.
candle. One day I'm gonna burn them. I gotta replenish, Selena.
Okay.
Let me replenish, and then I can burn candles again.
No problem.
But thank you, Selena. We're gonna let Selena go because she has some business to tend to with her candles. So, with that, Selena, I thank you so much for taking time out of your busy evening to spend your time with me and talk about what you do.
Thank you
And
for giving me the opportunity to talk
I,
about it.
okay, we're gonna have to come back again with the new scents.
Okay.
All righty.
Good night.
Good night.